Back at it once again, Instant Classic 8 here as usual, like I always do. Give my thoughts on tonight's event, which happened to be a pay-per-view from TNA Wrestling. Of course, TNA Victory Road was live tonight from Houston, Texas, which I should have been there. I'll get to that later. But like I said, just going to give you my review on it like I always do. The first match of the night was the Elimination Battle Royal or tag, I don't know what we'll call it. It was but you know, it was a part of the World X Cup, the semifinals, I guess you can call it. Team TNA versus Team Mexico versus Team International versus Team Japan. This match, this is a very, very good opener. There was just, you knew what these guys was going to be an X Division type of match with a lot of spots, and that's what it was. Very entertaining opener. The crowd was really into it. I think for this match went about 22, 23 minutes or so. For what it was, like I said, the crowd, they were just into it the whole time. I don't think they sat down for the final 15 minutes. Like I said, nice, good back and forth action. I would kind of compare this to a Dragon Gate match that I've seen, Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor. Not as good, but that's what I would kind of compare it to. Like I said, not too much, other than explaining what spots were what, but there was just some crazy things done in this match. Like I said, what was good about it is they gave it enough time. Which I was afraid they wouldn't. I was like, they're going to eliminate people quick, which wasn't the case. Team Japan, they got their guys eliminated quick, but there was one guy in there. He's pretty much stayed the whole match. That was pretty good. Of course, you saw teamwork from the Guns. Like I said, it was really, really, really good opener. The finish, I forgot how the finish came. I believe Alex Shelley won the match. I can't tell you how he won it. I just remember he won it. Like I said, very, very good match. The next match, knockouts match, Gail Kim, the first of the knockouts match, Gail Kim versus Angelina Love. This match was okay. Typical knockouts match. Good outside. They going to the outside and doing all that. You saw interference from Velvet Sky. Like I said, just a decent knockouts match. I thought that, with Velvet Sky helping Angelina Love out, of course, they're beautiful people and everything, you might see somebody like Roxy or ODB or even Karen Angle come out and, help Gail Kim. Well, we didn't see that. Gail Kim got the win. Like I said, I don't remember how. I'm just thinking. I just got roll up in my head. I don't know that wasn't how she did it. It may have been, but I forgot. But like I said, she got the win. After the match, they attacked Gail Kim and did the little bag and everything. But like I said, it was a decent knockout match. Jay Lethal versus Sonjay Dutt, which they called a grudge match. This was a good match. It started off kind of slow. There was a lot of outside interaction. But then the speed picked up, for these two X Division wrestlers. It picked up a lot of good moves. My main complaint about this match is they showed SoCal Val way too much. I mean, they just kept showing her over and over, to the point where they were almost missing spots. I remember there was a spot where I forgot what happened. Jay Lethal did something, and then right after that they cut right to SoCal Val, and then they were missing Jay Lethal do a moonsault. I was like, you can't do that. I mean, I know she's a part of the match, but you can't do that. She did get involved in the match like I thought. It kind of looked like she was maybe going to turn on Jay Lethal, but that didn't happen. She pretty much distracted, not on purpose, but she got Jay Lethal distracted, and that gave Sonjay Dutt the roll up for the win. Like I said, it was a good match, but of course they could have done more with it. We'll probably see them hook it up again at Hard Justice. Then we went to the Fans Revenge strap match for the TNA tag titles. LAX versus Robert Roode and James Storm. Beer money, I guess you can call them. That's whatever. God, all I know is I was a little upset because I just I could have been in this match. first off, the fans, not all of them, they were like on two sides. There were one like that were down at the bottom of the ring and some up top. The ones that were up top, they weren't like, it's a strap match. You got to go to work on these wrestlers, man, when they come to the outside. And they were just like, ugh, and just like, showing off for the camera and stuff. I'm like, you're put in there for a reason, do that. Other than that, the match really wasn't anything special. Your typical tag match. Of course, LAX, they did their spots and everything. I believe the finish was the Ace Crusher. When they put some up on the shoulders and everything. Doomsday Ace Crusher, I guess you can call it. I'm not sure. Like I said, it was a decent match, but it could have been better. And like I said, I should have been in that match, so whatever. And I could have got a free LAX t-shirt. I think I should have been in there because I think they showed me like 5 times on pay-per-view tonight, so whatever. Then we went to the Knockouts title match, Taylor Wilde versus Awesome Kong. I only caught the end. I'm not going to rate this at all, but like I said, the end came with, from what I saw, it was okay, nothing special. The end came with, I think Awesome Kong was trying to do the Awesome Bomb, and Taylor reversed it into a roll-up, and she's still the champion. I did see what happened after that, which was, I don't know why, but Abyss comes out and saves Taylor, and it looks like Abyss and Awesome Kong were going to hook it up, which I was excited for. Awesome Kong leaves the ring, and then Raisha Saeed, she's still in there, and she catches a devastating black hole slam, which is funny to me. I burst out laughing, but like I said, I can't rate it, but from what I saw, it was okay, but not a match I would recommend. Then we went to the Ultimate X match, which I thought was going to be amazing. A little disappointed by it, but it was still good. Naruki Doi versus Shawn Daivari versus Frankie Kazarian versus, I can't say his name, Volador Jr., I guess you would say. These were I think they were the captains. I know Kazarian and Daivari were the captains, but I'm not sure about the other two. But they were captains of their team. Like I said, the Ultimate X match. Decent stuff. It started off kind of slow. I'm like, these guys need to pick up the paces. The spots, I know they're kind of dangerous. You got to plan them, but they were just like, like the little, and pretty much in every Ultimate X match, you see where they're hanging down, and all of a sudden they drop and get power bombed. That spot was used like 3 times in this match, and it was just too, just it wasn't as special as the other matches. I can say because you saw the spot coming, so I'm just like, the spot of this match, of course, Kaz goes up to the top of the siding, and he does a leg drop from, I forgot who was hanging on there. I believe it may have been Daivari, I'm not sure. But he does a leg drop on him, and it was crazy. It wasn't the most perfect or pretty leg drop, but, I marked out like crazy. Very good match, but I've obviously seen better Ultimate X matches. Then we went to Full Metal Mayhem. Team 3D and Kurt Angle versus Christian Cage, Rhino, and not AJ Styles. Christian, Rhino, and AJ Styles. Yeah. I'm sorry, it's been a long night. I'll explain why. This was a good match. Of course, like I said, spot happy. You're gonna see your table spots and your ladder spots. AJ did a crazy spot off the ladder where he dove on, I believe, Bubba Ray. For some reason, I predicted that. When I saw that they kept the Ultimate X sightings up, I was like, you know what? They'll probably use that. And sure enough, I thought the first thing that popped in my mind was we use it if Christian goes onto the top and does that little, that dive that he does, whatever. So he did that. Frank Trigg got involved with it. I just really don't care for that. The finish saw Kurt Angle giving an Olympic slam on AJ Styles through the table, which was pretty cool to see, and they got the win. And then we went to the main event. Good God Almighty, I don't understand on this. Samoa Joe versus Booker T. This match was just boring. Samoa Joe went crazy at the end. Then Sting comes out. I really can't say anything back. This match was just like, whoa, like, what are you trying to prove here? It almost looked like Joe was going to turn heel. I don't know what they're going to do with that. Like I said, it wasn't a bad match, but, these two wrestlers, they could have done so much better. And like I said, I don't know what that whole Sting thing was for. It ended up being Booker T covering Samoa Joe and Sharmell coming in the ring and counting to 3. The match never officially ended because Joe was laying everybody in his way out. The referees, the staff, security, everybody. Booker T left with the belt, and the pay-per-view went off air. The only way this night got worse is after I turned away from the pay-per-view. Ready to Rumble was on, so I sat there and watched Ready to Rumble, and I couldn't get away from Sting or Mike Tenay or Booker T or Charmel. Good God, man, what a night! But like I said, the pay-per-view was good, very very good attempt. But it's just that ending, that main event. I don't understand what they were thinking. Anyway, that's my thoughts as usual. Instant Classic 8 out.